You're listening to WKRR Radio.
There it is. That's the intro right there. What is going on?
99.9. Sorry.
I am sitting here. No, it's okay.
Oh, we're live now?
No, you can do the intro. You do the intro today. You've done this enough times. Let's go.
Okay. Hey, what's up, fans of the universe, whatnot, fanatics? I'm here at Fan Expo HQ with my main man, Squishmallow, and we're going to be signing some crap for you guys. I'm just kidding. This is good stuff. Check it out. They got Bad Man's Vegeta. They got Super Saiyan's Vegeta. They got this guy, which I'm going to do something special with later on. You will see. You're going to want this one. I give this one my special technique. Anyway, you're trained to do this. Why don't you do this?
You know what? I'll take over from here.
Thank you.
I think you did an amazing job.
This is great.
I'm Jay Stash here, sitting live from Fan Expo Philly with the legendary Christopher Sabat, who hears that all the time. I'm absolutely sure about it. But we're here live from Philly. If you couldn't make it, we're bringing the con home to you. Check out the Buy It Now. Check out the auction. He's going to be signing a bunch of stuff. I'll try and annoy him in the 30 minutes that I've got him. We'll see if we're successful at that. Every signature is going to come with that certificate of authenticity. You're going to get that Whatnot COA. I'm sure I'll have one shown at some point here, but
to make sure you know it's incredibly awkward, I will be licking the side of each box, so you get like a small bit of my DNA.
Yes, you don't have to pay extra for it either, so that's right. Good. I'll lick the other side of the box just to make it weirder.
Yeah, because that'd be super weird if we licked the same side of the box.
I mean, right? Come on.
Because it's not weird that I licked the box in the first place. It's only weird if two people do it.
Listen, I mean, COVID times, we don't need it.
We're wide open. We've flipped the other direction.
We've completely gone off the rails here.
How about I sign? I'm actually. Since we do, I'm actually going to start with this one, or should we wait?
No, do it. We don't have to wait about it. Wait?
Every one in about maybe 100 of these or so, I will take these out because I feel like there's a pop that was much needed. I don't know. I do this with it. Put a little bit of this here. Nice. Put a little bit of this here. I don't know if y'all can see that. Yeah. But then that's only part of it. Now normally when I do this, I'm not distracted like this, and I'll do this, mark it with my finger so I can bring my pen inside, and it freaks people out because they've never seen pop outside the box before. And then I do
the app is going crazy right now.
This and then I add this to it.
Wow.
Which just looks like I tested my pen on the inside of the box. But when you place it back in,
look at that.
Blam. And now he just looks like he's spitting up on the box.
Not only is he a voice actor extraordinaire, he
man.
has taken up remarking, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you know what's funny though? My job as an actor at these conventions and making appearances has become just as much about being an artist as it is being a voice guy. Because they're like, can you write this in 8 different colored pens, please?
Well, do people ask you to draw and stuff too?
Oh, all the time.
Really?
I mean, it's become a serious trend for people to want multiple colors. Different. Some people are like, can you write a different each letter with a different color, and then one on the back, and then can you write can you draw a picture of your mother's first boyfriend on the side or whatever? Hold on.
That's be what I'd ask for, your mother's first boyfriend.
And I hope you don't mind, but I am writing.
Chris,
I'm writing shit.
I don't mind
because that's from the show.
The last time that I had you on the show, you were sitting next to. Well, not the last time. One of the times I had you on here, you were Sean Schemmel. We were talking about those stash cans and how much weed we could fit in them. Remember that?
I do remember that. Those were good times.
Those were good times. So there's the limits are gone. Whatnot can talk to me later about it. We've got Chris on the show today, and as you can tell, we got him early. He's got a lot of energy. We got snacks for the agents. They're loving that. That's what it's about. Speaking of snacks, Zach wanted me to let you know he left Chips Ahoy there that are his, and he doesn't want you to touch them. Oh,
I noticed that somebody had scribbled on this, and I should have known that it was Zach's because it's written like a third grader.
Right.
So he'll get there eventually. He's learning a lot of new words.
Yeah, is he? That's he's perfected his signature at this point, I guess.
I'll have to fix that later.
There you go. Wonderful. That's why I brought you on. So we can fix it all. And Chris is going to be signing these pops here, and we got some figures and things like that. Auction and the Buy It Now are the hot places. Be sure to check all of them out. They're going to come with the Whatnot COA. Chris, South Houston, Texas, raised. I never get a chance to ask you, in an era where voice acting was not something that everybody was just doing, how did you fall in love with it? How did it become something you just started doing?
Well, I started doing it because I didn't realize it was actually a thing when I was younger. By the way, just so people know, I wrote United States of Smash on this one because it seems like an appropriate thing.
That's a really good one. In different colors.
When I was young, when I was just a wee young lad, I was just a kid, and I was obsessed with...
You're young now.
I am. I'm still so sprightly. I was obsessed with making sounds out of stuff. Like I would I loved making like cassettes, or I like to check out a bunch of records from the library and play them all simultaneously and like make soundscapes out of them. And I just record them, and anything I could plug into something and make a sound I was excited about. That's what I did most of my young life. But then I hit puberty, and then my voice dropped from like a very high-pitched voice to like Monica Rial's to mine overnight. And then that's when everyone started saying, you should get into radio. You should get into radio. So I did get into radio.
Yeah.
And I worked in radio for a very, very long time. But what I realized is that as much as I liked being on the air, I actually liked cutting the commercials and like backstage in production, cutting commercials for local clients. And I realized, hey, because that's exactly what I do.
Like jingles? Like jingles?
No, when you work at a radio station, radio ads can be expensive.
Right.
Or at least radio production can be expensive. Like like the mom and pop shops they normally sell radio commercials to, they can't afford an advertising agency. So sometimes, a lot of times a radio station will just come in and say, hey, we'll help make a commercial. We'll make a commercial for you if you run some ads on our station. So it was my job to kind of make commercials for people.
So back out there somewhere in the world, there are radio station ads with Christopher Sabat.
Oh, there's so many.
So many?
They'd be on what's called a cart. Back in the day,
Still part of your reel?
Oh, dude. They were about this big. I'm sure some of you children have never seen this, but some of you may have heard of it, like an 8-track.
They're called cassettes?
This is even different. This is an 8-track.
Yeah, it's bigger. It's like
right.
It's like a Nintendo cartridge almost.
It's like a thick.
Yeah.
They're like two I guess two NES cartridges stacked on top of one another.
Yeah, exactly. You've got people going crazy on Google right now.
We used to put them on. We used to put our commercials on them, and you would have these stacks of things that would. The thing about the carts is that you could put them in there, press play or play and hold, and then you could press it. And when it was done, it would just stop and then reset itself. Like the reel would come back in and reset itself, so you could pull out and have it ready. And on the front of the cart, it would tell you all this data, right?
Yeah.
It would have a number like a 09 and then a slash and then another number like 3.25, which means it had 9 seconds until what was called the post of the song, which is like if a song started with an intro of a guitar and then the lyrics would come in at like 10 seconds, you had 9 seconds to talk over it.
Look how enamored you have them right now. Do you see them right now? I don't think I've ever seen.
I'm staring at them really hard, so they don't have a choice.
They're looking at you right now like, wow, I've never heard somebody talk radio so sexy to me before. I love radio.
But this ended up like becoming a voice actor was something I didn't even know existed. When I was, when I was a kid, I thought that like
in Houston,
Kermit the Frog was real.
That the voices just happened to be.
I just thought they just assumed they were on the show. I didn't think that somebody was ever making them. Turns out I'm okay at it.
Turns out you're not that bad at it. I mean, you've been doing it for long enough, obviously, right?
Yeah, you sit around the same place for 20 years, you get kind of good at it.
Get kind of good at it. And I mean, you started off out with DBZ. Yamcha was your first character?
Yamcha and Igor in this direct-to-DVD movie called Sleeping Princess in Devil's Castle.
Ooh, that sounds exciting. So that's my first choice.
I'm writing Kakarot Sucks on this one. This is the one you need.
How's Sean doing?
Sean's doing great. I'm surprised I actually haven't heard from him this morning. He and I messaged quite a bit.
That's right. You did tell me that the last time you were with me. You guys have a text thread that is very long and probably very private at this point.
But unfortunately for Sean, he sends a lot of them. So the text thread is a lot of like 150 unread messages, and then I kind of see the first one, and scan the rest of them, and then I call him back.
It's a browse. At that point, he doesn't have to text you anymore. You're just calling him to find out what he texted you about.
Although Sean is also, and I love you, Sean, if you're watching. I'm sure you are. Sean is definitely one of those guys that sends you the audio messages.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, bro.
Just call me at that point.
I could either read this text that says, hey, I'm going to be heading down to the lobby at 10 a.m.
Something that simple he'll voice record to you?
Oh, he'll leave these such long ones. Like 2-3 minute long where I forget that it's actually recording, and I'll go, no, Sean, you can't. And then I realize, oh yeah, I'm just listening to recording.
All you hear is the rumbling in his pocket after he's put the phone back away at that point?
Yep.
All right, so the last time that we were here prepping for the release of the movie, we haven't seen each other then. How was that moment for you? Another milestone, another opportunity to take your character to this new level?
This was, last time I saw you was was it Dragon Ball Superheroes,
exactly.
right?
Yeah. I want to say it was Denver last year.
Okay. Man,
Something
Superhero
like
was such a it was such a fun movie to be involved in. And I know that, you know, what I found really cool is that people's hopes were not high enough.
Yeah.
And
For
then
the
they were all surprised. I think everyone was excited, but then when the word came out that they were using kind of a 3D technique as opposed to the traditional method, I think that's actually what hurt it in Japan. But in America, everybody loved it, and I thought it was amazing. I also loved.
That's interesting to know.
I loved that Piccolo was the main guy
I
too.
mean, Piccolo is back in the limelight. Debuted 2 new forms in the movie.
Another weird bit of trivia out of that film. You know when Piccolo goes to drop off. He goes to pick up Pan at the daycare or whatever, because I don't know if you remember all the intimate details. He goes to pick up Pan from a daycare, and he meets Pan's teacher. And in the original script, it said, "Sorry, man, we got to pick up Pan, but I gave her a name."
What's her name?
Her name is Janet.
Love you,
and
Janet.
there's become a huge fan community for Janet out there. And the only reason I gave her a name was because I thought it would speak a lot more to that Piccolo has picked up Pan so many times that he actually is on a first name basis with her teacher.
Yeah, Janet's now alive. So
Janet is here.
You've brought Janet to the forefront. So now with Piccolo being a little bit more in the limelight, is this an indication that we could see the character kind of jump in the limelight for a new show? Is there a new show?
If I knew, I'd be screaming about it right now. I'll give Toei credit. They are good at not letting their secrets get out.
Those NDAs are strong, man.
And I have no idea if there's a new series in the works. I will say what I've said to everyone else.
Yeah.
It'd be a real shame, Toei, if we didn't release the second part of Super. But hey, that's your call. It's your show.
I mean, listen, right. It's your choice. If you're just tuning in now, we're at Fan Expo Philly, chilling with Christopher Sabat here. We're signing some items. Check out the Buy It Now. Check out the auction. We're absolutely loaded up here. It's going to be a great time today. And if you are wondering what else is going on, I got Stephen Amell, 3 o'clock today. So be sure to bookmark all of our upcoming streams. What do you got written on that one now?
I wrote, have you eaten?
That's why I love when you come. You're the only person that personalizes these for people.
I personalize some of them. They don't give me too much time, you know?
I know. Well, I mean, we got the hard stop notice today.
Well, that's because I'm super famous, you know?
I mean,
right. You know, I'm starting to think like.
Me too.
I almost feel like.
You know, you're sitting with me now.
This is just something I'm gonna say for your particular show.
Say it.
What you guys should actually do is have like, you know how they have like the iPad stands, like this, or like have some sort of little podium where I can kind of sign them like this, so your viewer, or just tape a picture of me to my forehead so people can see. What I look like.
Right. Yeah, no, you know what? I'm sure if that's okay with you, then we'll go with the taping option.
Okay, cool.
For sure. Fan Expo can set that up too, right?
Yeah,
we'll get that all
done. Fan Expo. I need a picture of me with some tape on the back of it.
Also, can we get a water with a straw, please? Right? 1 ice cube only.
Do you use straws, man? I actually bite through the glass and just eat it. Eat the water.
That's why your voice is so wonderful.
Yep.
That's how it's gotten that
how it's done,
rugged
children.
edge. All right. We were just told that he doesn't know about the show. But, I mean, if this was, I guess, the end for Vegeta, is the story lacking anything? Did you get everything that you wanted out?
It's lacking kind of an ending.
Yeah.
I would
say.
Well, they say that technically Dragon Ball Super is all supposed to occur in that time gap between the end of the Majin Buu saga and the very, very end of Dragon Ball Z. And if that is the case, I just don't think... It's not the perfect ending because Vegeta has had so much more development through Super in some of these films. I'd be interested to see where they're going to take it. But
Vegeta's definitely got a lot more personalization. You get more of a view into Vegeta as a person, right? That depth that you're looking for?
I'd say that if the show ended right now, Vegeta has a perfect ending. And the perfect ending is everyone likes him more than Goku. So I'm not kidding. He's a better character.
I get you.
And so, Goku may be, he may be on the front of the box of the DVD, but Vegeta is always everybody's favorite.
There is no Vegeta. There's no Goku without Vegeta. People got to remember that. You need both of them. With all the energy you put into your roles, though, have you ever done too much with Vegeta?
Oh.
Like, have you ever,
blown my voice
out or blown your voice out?
Oh, my gosh. So many, I've never lost my voice entirely. You know what's funny? The only voice I actually ever came close to losing my voice entirely on was... a character called Raccoon.
Okay.
He was in what was called the Ginyu Force in Dragon Ball Z. These dudes who would come in and do poses. And I played 3 out of the 4 of them.
But Raccoon had the super deep voice, and the more I played him, the more dumb he got.
And but there was something about stressing out these muscles right here in your neck that really, really hurt. Because when you do it, you have to hold your voice back. Like
and it sounds like you're holding your breath too.
It's sort of you're half holding your breath because you're holding your throat up in a weird way. And
this is the knowledge. This is why we have Chris on here. Chris drops all the knowledge.
You're learning today. This
We're learning.
isn't just a signing.
From
this
the greatest.
is
The super
a learning
famous.
experience.
How crazy is your line out there?
They're very mad at me right now.
That's what we want.
But I said,
keep them wanting more.
And when
just kidding.
When they came to get me, she's like, "Hey, we got like 5 more minutes, and you've got to do whatnot." I said, you can't say I got to do whatnot because that makes it sound like I'm just doing whatever.
Right.
I was like, you have to say I'm doing an appearance on the whatnot show.
Correct.
Because no one's like, if
People
they don't know what whatnot is, they're gonna just think like, hey, I gotta let them go for whatnot.
I'll tell you what, they're gonna know now that you've been on it a few times.
That's right.
People love you on here, Chris. They can't get enough of you. I've seemed to be the one that continues to fight to book you here. So
I know.
I'm like, can we get enough, Chris? Is that possible?
I understand why the executives at whatnot have a problem bringing me on too much because they have to buy so much extra server space because they keep crashing.
That and both of our egos combined don't fit into the frame properly.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
Yep.
We're just running out of bandwidth here.
That's true, Squishmallow. DJ Squishmallow.
That's me, baby. DJ J Squishmallow. I'm changing my name today, and I'm getting a New Jersey. That's the way we do it. SDCC is coming up in a month. What can we expect from the world of Christopher Sabat?
Well,
are you going to be there?
I have not decided whether I'm going to be there or not.
Hot take.
I'll tell you what happens every year.
What's that?
I always go, yes, I get a year off from SDCC. And at the last minute, like weeks in advance, maybe a week, they're like, hey, can you go out there and do whatever? And the only reason I get kind of excited to go, I mean, don't get me wrong, SDCC, you run a wonderful convention. I love it. It's huge. It's very congested and it's exhausting. But every year I go out with a friend of mine who's worked at Funimation for 1 billion years. His name's Adam Zahner. He's in acquisitions for Crunchyroll and stuff like that.
Hey, Adam.
About 5 years ago, we started renting a little boat, and we would go out in the water.
That's nice.
And then each year we kept expanding the crew, and now we have this regular boat that we use. It's huge, and we just go out for like a 2-hour boat ride, and it's amazing.
Us non-famous people call big boats yachts. So
this is hardly a yacht. We actually use it's more of a sailboat. So don't get me wrong.
Got 18 people rowing the boat. This is great, man. It's awesome. SDCC.
That'd be so mean of me. Like,
no, you
just roll around sitting on the boat and there'd be like 10 dudes like paddling, exhausted.
10 dudes paddling, another 2 people fanning you. This is the life that we live here. No.
Okay, now I know what my new promotional thing is going to be at SDCC.
What is that?
It's going to just like sit on one of those, go back and forth along the water.
I like that.
Watch everyone get mad at me.
Don't forget where you got the idea from, all right? That's it.
You're getting full credit, bro.
At this point, I'm just, we've sat together, like 4 times? I think that's all right. I can offer the advice at this point.
You're good.
I tried. Last year, I'm going to switch a little bit quickly because people always want to hear about my hero, and I feel like I don't ever give it enough attention. Straight up, last year, the series creator, Hirokoshi
Sensei.
Yes, he was quoted saying that I feel like I can finally see the goal in sight, referencing the series finale. If it's the end, is this the end? Are we going to get another season after the next season? Because, I mean, I don't want to even think about these times.
I don't know.
I know.
Here's my thought.
What is it? Tell me.
Akira Toriyama, the guy who created Dragon Ball. Sorry, guys, we're bringing back Dragon Ball.
That's okay.
He wanted Dragon Ball and said Dragon Ball was going to be over at Frieza Saga.
Yeah.
And then they're like, how about you make some more? He goes, no, I don't want to. They go, but how about you make some more? And he goes, okay, I'll make some more.
Right, make some more.
I don't know if Horikoshi Sensei is going to do that.
Maybe the motivations are different.
But I can't see My Hero Academia going away entirely. I see them maybe finishing that series and then spinning it off and doing something else. Telling some other stories. I'd love to see a flashback, a prequel about All Might's life growing up.
Yeah, I mean, because you get a couple of flashbacks there that kind of give you some substance and depth into All Might and some of the people that come up around All Might, but a full series dedicated to that prequel, I like that. Maybe have you written or produced any of the episodes?
Nope, because I'm not Japanese, and they don't like me doing their work for them.
Well, you can't offer any great ideas. I think you're great.
I already told them great ideas. This is a true story.
Tell me.
the creator of the series, it was the first year that we were promoting it at an Anime Expo, or might have been a San Diego Comic-Con, I can't remember. I was standing outside with him.
Yeah.
Because if you ever want to meet a famous Japanese person, you just have to remember that they all smoke. So you just have to, if you see them leave, you just kind of walk outside and sort of hang around outside and go, oh,
Find the cloud,
hey, you're here too. I was just going outside to stand.
Chris, I didn't know you smoked. No.
So standing next to him.
Enjoy the sun.
Admittedly, I did bum a smoke off of him because I hadn't smoked in a long time. I was like, I'm going to do this now because this is the right thing to do.
The gas purred around the world just now.
I know. And I said, I'll pay you $50 if you don't kill All Might. And I'm not even joking.
Really?
He goes, I can't take your money. I'm like, but if you do, hypothetically, you always bring him back with the Dragon Balls.
Oh,
and he laughed. He
damn.
goes, that's a good
crossover.
idea. I was like, yeah, there you go.
The crossover. That'd be epic. Oh my, you would be so busy though. You would be so busy in that show. Think about that crossover.
Oh, that's true.
That's too much for you.
They did
We
release,
have to protect your voice.
Not too long ago, I don't know if any of the people watching saw this.
Tell me.
They did that crossover episode between Toriko, One Piece, and Dragon Ball that I thought they would never be able to make.
Yeah?
Because it was a crossover episode between 3 different licenses, and I thought, there's no way. Oh, hey, Mom, what's up?
Man, you're Zach's mom, Zach and Chris's mom too?
Yeah.
My goodness.
Zach left his snacks here.
Yeah, he wrote his name on them. You know. But yeah, sorry, we got distracted by Mom again.
Yep.
Yeah, Zach was here yesterday. We were, he's all about his snacks. Ripped some Pokemon cards.
He does. He did.
Yeah, he did.
He's a baller.
Yeah, I think I saw him use Instagram Live for the first time yesterday, and I'm very surprised about it.
He had never used Instagram Live before. He must have been lying.
I think he lied to me. He did look. On the contrary, though, he did look very confused by the whole process. I don't think he understood when he was going live or how it was working out, but still.
Is that the first one you've done with him?
No, I just had with Zach as probably as many times as I said with you at this point.
Yeah, probably.
But he just came back after and ripped cards at the end of the night and decided to put it on Instagram. He did it with Julia here to my right. So. Yeah,
he's a good dude. He really
is a good dude.
He has an interesting story too, which I will let him tell. But his origin story is such a cool origin story. He's one of those ones that kind of came up and really worked hard. And he certainly earned his place in the world,
I think so too. And I mean, he did an amazing job with, obviously he got some great credit today. He got his roses with Cyberpunk and the award that he won. That he told me he told me about the story where you guys were in Abu Dhabi and he was asleep. And I think you had told him about that he actually won the award. Or something like that.
Yeah, I may have accidentally dropped that. I'm like, congrats. He's like, congrats on what? I'm like, oh, sorry, oops.
Yeah, as you're standing in the middle of the desert.
Everyone asked me, how come you weren't nominated for something? I'm like, because they already gave me a Lifetime Achievement Award 5 years ago. So I don't have to do anything else. I'm allowed to retire.
You are. Are you the greatest of all time?
If you're referring to the GOAT that everyone keeps talking to me to.
Are you the GOAT?
I doubt it. I sincerely doubt it.
Okay.
To some people, some people have told me such things, but it's hard for me to believe that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, that's the humble nature in you as well.
I am just really happy that I've been kind of sat around while the entire universe of anime formed itself around me. Seriously, I just showed up, didn't know much about anime, other than that there were only 3 anime available in the world when I started. Akira, Ghost in the Shell, and Fist of the North Star. I thought that was it. And I've been sitting here while anime just grows up all around me.
And you've kind of learned so much. I know that obviously your experience has led you to come back and kind of be a catalyst in the field with Okatron 5000 and the production facility that you have in Texas. Voice acting workshops and dubbing and things like that.
Don't say workshops because we aren't doing
workshops.
Yeah, because we aren't doing those right now. And
no?
I'm only telling you because that's probably one of the biggest requests, and I wish we could do them.
Closed off.
Can't do them right now.
Okay.
Can't do them.
That's it.
Although there was a moment where I think my website said not only did we have workshops, but I think someone had left a default page on there that said they had summer camps and stuff.
Oh man!
You know how they have the templates?
You got so many registrations.
Yeah. It's like, oops.
People trying to drop their kids off at Okatron 5000 Studios. Like, no, we're not doing this today. All right, but I mean, you talk about Zach then. Focusing on that, you've contributed so much. When you look at the responsibility of the next generation of voice actors like Zach and Clifford and Justin Briner, what kind of responsibility is that they carry to make a contribution to the up-and-coming people?
Man, I think, well, it's interesting. They are probably the first generation of voice actors, especially anime voice actors in particular, that they're the first generation that came into the business knowing kind of what the business actually was. A lot of us were in it at the beginning, not really, it wasn't a thing. Anime conventions weren't anything like this.
They're still figuring it out.
It was all in its infancy. People, like, we weren't even sure if like anyone cared whether we were dubbing these things or not.
Yeah.
But like Clifford Chapin and Zach Aguilar and some of this new generation of actors coming in, they're strong, man. They understand voice acting. They understand the medium. They've taken classes. They know everything they need to know. So when people come up to me in line, they go, do you have any advice on someone who wants to be a voice actor? My advice is, start learning. Watch everything you can. Figure out what you need to do. Learn to record yourself, because the competition is pretty fierce right now.
Yeah.
We've got badasses like Zach Aguilar and Chris
Abby,
and Clifford
Alex.
Chipper. Yes, Alex is freaking amazing. Zeno so many great actors that are coming up. And I'm actually really excited to see them as they show up.
Yeah, I mean, the studio is definitely got to represent an evolution of the interest to be a voice actor and wanting to be involved in the profession.
Now, the hardest part that you have to understand is that it's your love of anime isn't necessarily always going to be the most helpful thing when it comes to some of this stuff, because there's people who love anime or have watched a lot of dubs kind of have a comprehension, like they have an idea of what anime is supposed to sound like, and a lot of times directors aren't looking for what anime sounds like. They want something that sounds a little more natural and not as heavy or not as heavy-handed.
Right.
So some people come in at sort of a disadvantage, thinking like they've got to talk like
they're in this box in their head about what it should sound like. It's funny you say that, because I was talking with Giancarlo Esposito yesterday about his role as Baxter Stockman and how different he sounds in that voice acting. So it's interesting to hear you say that.
Giancarlo is one of the best individuals. Like,
he really is. I mean,
like, I'm sure he was great here, but like in person, he has the same like convention agent I do. So we see each other all the time. Yeah. And he is just as genuinely good backstage as he is in front of other people.
You don't feel like the lights change him. The camera doesn't change him once it goes on.
Funny story. I'm not going to mention who it was, but another one of my actor colleagues that you may have actually had on the show. Okay. He had gone to check into a hotel. Yeah. And they gave him his card key, and he went to go check in to his room. He was dragging his bag along with him, put the key card in the slot, opened up the door, and somebody was sitting on the bed.
No way.
Yep. And then turned to him and goes, and he said,
as naturally they would.
It was weird enough to have somebody in the room. What made it 10 times weirder is that it was Giancarlo Esposito.
Get the heck out of here.
It was instantly made 50 times scarier.
Yeah, and that's a story for the next day. Imagine having to lock eyes with Giancarlo like the next day.
Do you know, I don't think Giancarlo knew him, though.
No.
So
I know.
The beautiful thing is, several conventions ago, I got to introduce the guy who walked in on Giancarlo's room to Giancarlo. He was like, "What? That was you?" And then they all bonded over it.
As he's watching The Mandalorian and probably recognizes it. We're here live at Fan Expo Philly, and I just want to be so respectful of Chris's time. He's been here with us this afternoon, sharing amazing stories, sharing amazing insight and knowledge, as he always does. And I personally always want to say thank you to you for coming on the show. And you've got a bunch of people in the room who are fans. What do you have to say to your fans before we get ready to sign off?
Let's see. Thank you all so much for being who you are and supporting me so that I can put my kids in an okay school. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Should I be looking at the camera?
No, just keep reading the cue card behind the camera.
Because the people out here think I'm talking to them.
No.
Okay.
She's looking at us because she's rushing us for time.
Thank you. Oh, whatever. Oh, hey, what's up, fans? Thank you, seriously. Your support to us means everything. You know, the anime is there's no union for anime actors. Like it's not the highest paying job in the world, so this actually does make up for a lot of things, man. We get to do what we love, but this allows us to actually, pay our rent really well. So,
well, I mean, where else but whatnot would we have had the opportunity to sit down with Chris to hear his signature story about the way that he's come up, the things that he's doing now, and the things that he's looking forward to getting done. I think that it is time definitely for us to get this sign-off going. And I don't know if you remember, usually I'll go, I'm Jay Stash, I'm sitting here with, and you'll say your name, and we'll do that whole thing. Are you ready?
Yeah, but look, I've still got other things I'm supposed to sign.
I mean, look, you're more than welcome to stay. I don't want to, you know, that this
they're gonna stare at me in a mean way.
And me too.
But in the end, I'm gonna have to sign these one way or another, right? So I might as well just go ahead and do this.
Yeah, you keep doing them on camera.
So remind me, you always say, oh, dude, I have to do this, but like,
do it.
So this is what it looks like now. I have to draw legs on this guy.
Yes.
Like, so I.
Yeah, this is the power portrait by an artist called Esquivo. He just did a comic book with Wesley Snipes, so he's the artist behind this. So shout out to Esquivo. And he's done now.
There you go.
Chris.
There you go. I made it 10 times better now. What?
I cannot with you. I don't know why.
It looks so good though. Shit, like you color that in, that's gonna look amazing. Can you see that at home? Like it's got real legs now.
All of a sudden, Vegeta. Oh my goodness, Vegeta's not getting on any roller coasters. I'll tell you that right now. It's not getting on any roller coasters here.
I'm sorry, whoever that artist was. Like, thanks.
No, that's okay. Oh, that's the original art.
Oh, so this guy's actually like.
Legitimate.
So I really just sort of destroyed that.
No. That's totally fine. He loves it.
I'll just destroy the original one. How about that?
You know what?
That would be awful.
That would be awesome and awful at the same time. I like that. Would you sign that in another color too? Or do something cool on there?
Oh, cool.
Do whatever you want.
Do this.
There you go. Yeah. While he's getting that done, remember, check out the buy it now and the auction. Whatnot is bringing the con home to you. And in the event that you don't have a chance to make it to these shows, don't worry. We've got an entire lineup. All you got to do is bookmark our upcoming streams and get in on the action. Remember, the Whatnot app is here for you. It's a Comic-Con in your pocket. And we're going to be hearing more signature stories like this one today. Don't forget, Stephen Amell is on at 3 p.m. with us today. The Green Arrow himself will be here live next.
Dude, okay.
What do you got?
That metal print was pretty cool. I gotta say, these. I love the way he does like this kind of shadowing on the print. Makes it look really 3D. I kind of love this.
I know it's the matte background with like this glossy part of the figure. If you want one, you can get one. I mean, I'm sure people get these stuff all the time.
I think he's awesome. I'm surprised I haven't seen his work.
I will tell you, he's got a booth here at the front, but I will definitely be sure.
Are you going to get lots of people sign this? Or is it just me?
I can get more people to sign.
Oh no, because I'm going to do something special to this.
There you go, do it. How did I know you were going to do this to Goku? There it is. Oh yes, the colorist is actually right here, by the way, for that print. Look, where is he?
Oh,
there he is, right there. You've met him before. We sat with Julian and
Oh, that's you.
Yeah,
you're awesome.
He's got you tatted.
I fixed it. It
there
says clown. And it's just put a clown nose. You guys need this one.
There you go. Keep that one. That one's for you guys. Don't show Sean that, please. Don't show that one to Sean.
Unfortunately, he's seen it too often. He's really happy with me for that.
Where you? Are you here all weekend? Where are you going out next?
I am here this weekend. I'm going to where am I next? I'm at shoot. Oh man, I'm the worst. Like I know I'm in Denver coming up. I know I've got
a couple weeks. You're not going to Dallas next week.
I'm not going to be in Dallas next week. I did a different show instead.
Okay. Travel schedule's crazy for you.
I've got a Collecticon in Long Beach. I'm doing.
Oh, you're doing Collecticon? Nice. Okay.
I'm not sure, but I know I'm doing some more Fan Expo shows, possibly in Chicago and Boston. I don't know for sure if they're confirmed yet. I'm doing. Oh my gosh.
Either way, we know where you're. You're all over.
I'm somewhere.
Somewhere, everywhere, all the time. What's that movie? Everywhere, All at Once.
Go to internet.com to find out more.
Download the Google. The Google will tell you everything you need to know. How we doing there, Dee Dee? You all right? That's great. Dee Dee's the enforcer here.
Yeah, I know. Look at her. She's so
She's just standing there. Like, I don't know if she's gonna throw the camera at us or she's creating content. One of the two. Dee Dee, I know. Yeah, you know Dee Dee's funny story. So I saw you. What was it? MegaCon Orlando. Remember when I was walking to the bathroom and I saw you right before I went in. I was walking with Dee Dee. I thought she was walking right behind me. I go, oh, wow, there goes Chris. Let me go say hi, because he had yelled over at me. She disappeared. She's like, I just can't say hi to Chris today. I just cannot do this. She completely vanished from existence. So now she's keeping her distance there.
She had a lot of confidence coming up today. It was great.
Way to go. I was wondering if it's because of your job or first. It is not me.
I'm sorry. I think there's 3 left. They're getting so upset at me right now.
You know what? Live from Fan Expo Philly. We've had him for more than enough time, and I want to say thank you again to my friend here who sat with me several times over the course of the past couple years, and looking forward to always having you back and hearing more about your story.
I'm so excited to see you again, man.
It's amazing.
And so what do we do each time? You say,
I'm going to sign off.
I'm DJ Squishmallow, and this is...
Yeah, that's me. Jay Stash, a.k.a. DJ Squishmallow, sitting with...
Christopher Sabat, DJ Squishmallow Part 2, the sequel.
That's it. We'll see you guys later. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Take care.
Peace.